So last night I was watching Interstellar again for like the 1000th time, and I decided I'm actually going to make a wormhole tutorial because I really love wormholes. They're a kind of cool concept. So this one doesn't look as great as the one on the movie, but it's still a nice result, and I'm going to show you step by step how you can make it in Blender. Now here you can see is the blend file. Really all we have here is just a sphere that moves, and the camera has a little bit of movement. That's pretty much the modeling and animation, which takes a few seconds. But the work here really comes into the shading, and we're just going to create this sort of simple material that gives us this result. And you can see here, this is our black hole, and as it moves through here, it kind of distorts the light, or at least it looks that way. And it's actually computationally very renderable. It doesn't take a long time to render, and it's just very, very beginner friendly. So if you want to support the channel further, you can use my links in the description below to join Patreon, or you can sign up to Skillshare for free for 1 month. I've got a ton of awesome beginner courses on there with resources, and you can try it for free. That's a great way to help me make more of these tutorials for you guys. So let's jump in, and I hope you guys learn a few things and make an awesome wormhole. So I found this really awesome free resource online. It's called Space Sphere Maps, and it's just fantastic. And the cool thing is, up here you can see that this is all these downloads here are free to use, both for personal and commercial projects. So that's fantastic, and they're really high quality. So I haven't found anything better than this that is free. So I'm going to put a link to that in the description, and you can go ahead and download whichever one of these. Now I am going to warn you, they are pretty massive, some of these files, so they may take a few minutes to download. It's really going to depend on your internet speed. Now I've already picked one of these. I think it was this one here, or it's either this one or this one, but I went ahead and downloaded it. Now you can download any one, and that downloaded to my downloads folder. So here you can see it's just this HDRI file that's downloaded, and if I go to the details, the extension here HDR. Okay, so anyway, have it downloaded. Once you have it downloaded, jump into a new scene in Blender, and just select the default cube and press X and go delete. And then you can go Shift A. You can go to your mesh options and add in a UV sphere. And if you want to, you could just, give it a subdivision surface modifier, and then go right click and go shade smooth. Okay, so that's pretty much the modeling done. I know, it's ridiculous how simple this is. I can't believe it either, but that's it. We have a sphere. And we're going to go over to our render engine, and we're going to change it from Eevee to cycles. And the device here will change the GPU. Now, you may not have a GPU, in which case you can just stick to CPU, but rendering time will be a little bit longer. But we're also going to go down into our render section here, and you're going to see that the max sample is currently really high. I think with the denoising, a sample rate of 45 works really well, especially if you have the denoising enabled. Going a little bit lower will speed things up, but you start to get some artifacting. So I think 45 will be fine. We're then just going to go over to our world properties here. And this is where we're going to actually add that environment. So we're going to go to the color here. We're going to click on this little tab here, and we're just going to go add an environment texture. Then you can click on open. And for me, that HDRI or HDR, I keep saying HDRI, but it's a HDR file, is here in my downloads. So I'm going to go ahead and click on it and go open image. And now if you press Z and you go rendered, you should see it. Now I'm in the orthographic view, and you can't see it in the orthographic. So just make sure you're in perspective. But in perspective, you can see this is what we have. So pretty awesome. Now for me, I just think that it's better to come over here and just give it a strength of something like 2. Just works a little bit better, and it just takes a few seconds to update, by the way. So if you make any changes, you're not going to see them immediately. It's just because it's such a massive map. But I think that's about it. So what I'm going to do now is, with this sphere selected, I'm just going to go Z again, go back into solid. Let's go over into our shading workspace, go into your camera view, and then press Z and go rendered. Once again, it's going to take a few seconds. And what you can do here is you can actually come up here to your outliner and just select your camera. Then come over here to your transform pivot and just change it to 3D cursor. And then you can go R, Z, and just rotate around that. Or you can even just double tap R and rotate around the 3D cursor. And I'm just going to get something here that I think just positions this a little bit better, like that. And what I'll do is I'll actually grab this light up here in the scene and just delete it. We don't need that. Okay. So at the moment, you're just seeing a black ball, which is what we'd expect. But we're going to select the sphere. And by the way, we're Z and we're in rendered view. We need to see this. Okay. We're going to go ahead and click new, and let's just call this wormhole. Okay. And this is not a hard material to make, okay? I tried quite a few different ways, but the easiest one I found was the one I'm about to show you. So we want to start by just selecting our principled, and we can actually just delete the principled, and we're gonna go Shift A, search, and get a glass, and get a glass BSDF, plug it into the surface here. And already this kind of looks like a black hole, but it's just really not there yet. We can make this look a lot better. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna go Shift A, search, and we're gonna get a layer, and let's get a layer weight. And we're gonna take this facing value and place it into the IOR, like so. And then we're gonna go Shift A, search, and get a ramp, get a color ramp and place it on this cable. And what we can do is just grab this black value and just drag it slightly up to make it a little bit lighter in the value, like so, and then drag this white down. Okay, so we're kind of getting that effect here, but we need to come here to the bend amount and let's make it 0.9. And now you can really see that's looking kind of cool. And this already kind of looks like a wormhole, but the problem is it's still not black in the inside, okay? So we're gonna do a few more things here. We're gonna go over here next to our glass, and we're gonna take this glass here and go Shift D to duplicate, place it underneath here. We're gonna go Shift A, search, and get a mix, and let's get a mix shader, place it on this cable, and then let's plug this glass into the top input. Make sure to take this glass and put it into the bottom input. Okay, now you can see it's looking a bit different. But what we'll do is we'll grab these two nodes over here, the layer weight and the color ramp, and we'll go Shift D to duplicate, place them over here, and then drag that color into the mix over here. And then come over here to this glass over here and just come to the color and make it very dark, almost black. Okay, and then we can drag this gray value up here, make it darker. And now you can see we have sort of like this black center. And if we drag this value closer, we can control how big it is, or you can bring it further out, okay? So I'm gonna go with something like that. And that kind of gives us a really good result. And also come just to these glass shaders here and just give both of them just a tiny little bit of roughness. And I think the edge here is a little bit sharp. So let's just come here to this color ramp and just make it B-spline instead of linear. And now that really softens out that outer edge. And now you can see we have a fantastic looking wormhole. So I'm gonna go Z and just go back into solid view. And I'm gonna go into the camera view here and I'll just move the camera a little bit closer like this. And looking at it, I might move the camera even a bit closer. There we go, something like that. And then what you can do, you can take your black hole or wormhole, whichever you want to call it, and you can just come up here and just drag another little window, change it over here to timeline, and let's just drag it up. Let's come to frame 1, and frame 1, let's just grab this sphere, move it up here in the corner, and press I to insert a keyframe, and then let's just drag up to frame 250, and then go G and kind of move it down here, and then press I to insert a keyframe. And then you can drag over all of these and hit T and just make it linear for a constant animation. So now you've got this nice sort of slow movement across the screen, and that's pretty much done here. If you wanted to add a little bit of sort of like movement or parallax, you can select the camera and you can go to frame 1 or so, and you can just kind of go I with the camera selected and then come over here to 250 and then slightly rotate the camera and then hit I to insert a keyframe. And that way you'll get a slight little bit of movement with the camera as well. So there we have our wormhole looking really, really nice. So what we'll do is we'll make sure to save as we're going. Let's go over to our layout again and we'll just go ahead and get a shot that we like. And let's go render and then render the image. And there you have it. That's already looking fantastic. Now at this point, if you wanted to, and really it's very optional because this still looks amazing out in and of itself, right? But if you wanted to, I'll quickly show you my original. This is the one I'm gonna put on Patreon. You can see over here under the compositing, I've just done a little bit of simple compositing and I'll quickly show you what that looks like. So I've just brightened it up a little bit and added a little bit of glare just to kind of make the stars look a little bit more sparkly, but it's only a minor tweak and it's just some simple nodes that you can see here. So you can have a good look at these if you want to try and do that same sort of setup. These are the kind of settings here, but you don't have to do that. So that is this tutorial in a nutshell, and I really hope you guys have enjoyed this. I will be uploading my original to Patreon. You can support the channel by checking that out in the description below. And also, if you want to render it out, as always, you go to your output, you can select somewhere on your computer if you want, and then you can select whichever format. I just rendered out in PNG sequences and then compiled it together in Premiere Pro. So there's a lot of different approaches you can take. So I'll see you guys next time, and thank you for watching.